Welcome back. Oh, I never plugged in my headphones. Yeah, I did. I can't hear audio. Um, Alright, can I hear audio now? No, I can't. What is going on? Give me a minute. Okay, I figured it out. Um, I have something that I want to do today, actually. I want to build a viewing point on top of this. I was thinking about it last night when I was sleeping. Or before I went to sleep, I guess. But I want it to be like right here, I think. No, it needs to be like right here. Yeah. And to do that, I will do this. Okay, and then place ladders like that. There we go. Now I can get up. Okay, cool. I did start the recording again. But I want to make this little viewing platform so that whenever I don't feel like playing, I can still talk. But I can just kind of sit and watch the sun set and sunrise. I'm also going to have to light up the area a little bit more if I want to do that, though. I just realized that. And I think I'm just going to do lanterns again and then do like the lamppost things, kind of like what I have down here. So I'm going to go ahead and start crafting stuff for that. I'm going to sleep first. It has been a very rough couple of days. Is there two? No. But yeah, it's been a very rough couple of days. I deleted the dating apps. I feel like there's definitely two. But I deleted both of the remaining dating apps that I had. I don't want to use them. I don't think that it was helping me at all. Because every time that I wasn't like texted back or something, it made me feel, it kind of cemented that feeling of something's wrong with me even more. So that's a problem. So I just stopped doing it, I guess. I just didn't want to do it anymore. But we're not, so we're doing great. How do I want to build this? And I'm thinking I do like a platform, like right up to like right here, and then do like a minecart or something, and then put blocks. I was thinking about this last night, like I said, and it sounded really cool in my head, and now I kind of really want to do it. I need to smelt some of this though. Oh, cool. We have a lot more iron that I can turn into a minecart. I want a minecart, and then I don't remember how to craft. Is this? No. Rail. Oh. Okay. I only need one, so that works. But yeah, it's been a rough couple of days. I have not been able to stop thinking about her, and I know that's not a good thing, but it's gonna take time, and I know that before I'm just, okay with it. But yeah, the dating apps were making me feel like there was still, like, there was something wrong with me. Like, and I don't want to feel that way. So I just deleted it. I couldn't do it. But yeah. Yeah, if I move forward at all, it'll come off, so. But I just keep thinking about her. Because it's just so hard to not, like literally the girl of my dreams, and I just lost her. And there was nothing I could do about it. I mean, there was, I just didn't do it in time, Why does my mouse feel weird when I'm in a minecart? Is that better? No, it's fine. But, I wonder about her a lot. Like, if she's doing well. How she's, you know, doing, because I do hope that she does well. I wish that she was doing well with me. I know that she can't or won't. But it's nice to hope. It's awful. It looks terrible, but it's fine. I could probably, yeah. But, I know that she can't be with me, or she doesn't want to be, or whatever the case might be. It doesn't really matter. But I hope she's doing well still, you know? I still want her to do well. Oh, man. The main reason I wanted to make a video talking today is I've been thinking specifically about when we first got together. We had started talking really after my dad died. I've said that in the past. And it's not necessarily like just about, oh, she helped me with my dad dying, you know, it was such a, which that is a factor, that is something that I think about. But I also think a lot about, you know, the process of, like, us talking. And I remember when I first started dating her, I wondered if I was ready. Like, you know, did I jump into a relationship too soon after my dad died? Because it was about 3 months after, maybe a little less. I was like, I don't know if I'm ready for this, like where I am mentally. And then I talked to one of my buddies about it, and he was just like, I think you should give it a chance. He said, you got in the relationship for a reason. Remember that reason. And just give it a minute. He was like, wait a month. If it's not feeling it, then she's probably not feeling it either. And at that point, then it's probably safe to end it. And so I waited the month, and then I realized, wow, I love this girl. Like, I am, like, so starstruck by her. I don't want anything else. So I stayed in the relationship. And I told her that about 6 months into the relationship. And she was like, wow, really? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, so you questioned it, huh? And it was a funny time. It was a joke between us for a minute. But I also think a lot about when we started. So we had been talking for a few months because she reached out after my dad died, and she was like, hey, I hope you're doing well. She was like, if you ever need anything, call me, text me, whatever the case might be. Because we had been friends, like I've said in the past, since middle school. And I just started talking to her. Sometimes it was about my dad. Sometimes it was just, you know, to talk. We got close. We hung out in between classes and stuff. Like at lunch, if we had the same lunch, I would sit with her. And then she drove me home one day, because this is before I had my license. And I was like, I have a question for you. I almost said her name just now, but I didn't. Proud of myself for that. Censoring it, so I can't be like tracked down and stalked, and you know. But no, I was like, would you want to start actually dating? And she was like, is this something that you really want? I was like, yeah, it is. And she was like, okay, well, then that's fine. And then because we'd already like talked a lot beforehand. We had already been hanging out outside of school and everything a lot. Like a lot of our time was spent with the other person. So we had already kind of figured that we were going to get together at some point. And so then it started, and then I talked to my friend about it about a weekend, and I was like, I don't know if I started this too soon or what. And he was just like, just give it time, and I did, and it was the best decision of my life. Even after everything that's happened, I think that she's the best thing that's ever happened to me. I don't think that that opinion of that is ever going to change. Because she showed me so much, and I learned so much from her, that she will now and forever be the best thing that ever happened to me. And I don't really care if there's something else, you know, that comes about. But I hope that, and I don't know, I hope that this is always important. She's always as important to me as she is now. And I think she will be. And I might not be important to her, you know, she might never speak to me again, or have any desire to speak to me again, but I'm always going to care about her, at least a little bit, you know. My biggest fear is I had this big life planned out with her, and talking to other people after having such a clear vision of like my future was it's very difficult. I feel like I can't, because I envision my life with somebody else so clearly, and I really wanted that to be something that was forever, you know. And I've been so angry. And for a minute it was at myself, and then it was at her. And now I'm not even angry at anybody specifically. I'm just angry. And I'm gonna go to therapy for this. I know I've said that for like a week now. But I already know what they're gonna say. You know, they're gonna be like, well, these are the steps to move forward. If you're not gonna be willing to move forward, then that's a different problem. And I mean, they're right, you know, like, if I don't move forward, it's my fault. But I don't want to leave that life that I had planned behind, you know? And I know it doesn't have to, you know, I could try and build that life with somebody else, but that's the whole thing, is that I didn't envision it with anybody else. I envisioned it with her, and that makes it very difficult for me to just be okay with just moving on, you know? Like, I really don't understand how she did it. And like I said, I don't blame her. I'm not angry with her anymore. I'm not even angry with myself anymore. I'm just hurt. And I don't know how long I'm going to be hurt for. I don't want to be hurting for a long period of time, you know? I need to clear out my inventory. I don't want to always be hurting. I don't want to feel like this forever. I know I won't. I know one day I'll just wake up and it'll be fine. At least it's how it's been in the past for me. You know, I just wake up one day and boom, I'm fine. I almost don't want that. Because like I said, as soon as I kind of give that up, you know, she's gone. And while I shouldn't necessarily want her to be gone, I shouldn't not want to heal. It's unhealthy. But I just can't let go like that. I really will never understand how it was so easy for her. And like I said, I'm not angry with her for that. You know? Like, I'm not angry at her for moving on. I just don't understand it. Because she knows that life that we had, that that we both talked about, that we both said that we wanted, but it just seems like it wasn't even an issue for her. Like, it was so fine for her to just give that all up, and if that's the case, then that's fine, but I just don't understand it. And I don't think I ever will. Because, like, it didn't even take a week. There's a guy. He's in 2 of my videos as far as comments go, and he's been very helpful. I'm not gonna lie to you. And it's just like little stuff that I really just need to remember. It's not even stuff that's necessarily like, you know, super wisdom. It's just like little things like, hey, remember this, or hey, you know, do this. And they're right all the time. I don't think that they have yet to be wrong. But it's just so weird because it's like, wow, these are things that I should, you know, be able to do without problem, and I'm just not. And that's really weird to me. I need to find animals. But yeah, you realize things like that, and it's weird because they're things that if like you were helping somebody, you know, you would just tell them that. And I said that I rewatch my videos, and I do. And I think about it, but sometimes you feel the same way after. Because like most of the time I'll be, you know, level-headed enough that I can really analyze what I said in the video, and I can be like, okay, here's what I need to do. But lately it's just been like I record a video, I release it, and I just can't do anything. You know, like it's like I feel exactly how I did in the video, and I don't feel any different. Hello. I should have brought bones. Is there another chicken? I'll grab you. Is that another chicken? It's not. But it's so weird. I really don't know what to do. And like I said, for some people it's literally just as easy as, you know, them leaving and then you're fine. I'm not that person. I'm not that kind of person. I can't just be okay with that. I don't know if this is gonna break or not. I hope not. But no, I can't just be okay with that, you know? college is getting easier to be consistent with up until the last couple days, but I think that these days are close to their end, hopefully. Not my house. But college is, you know, weird as always. It's an anomaly. Sometimes I feel fine, sometimes I don't with it, and I just sitting spot now. And it's so weird. I hope that anybody that sees these videos doesn't, see them and get more depressed than they already are. And if you're just watching the video just to watch the video and it doesn't really apply to you, if you're going through the same thing that I am, that's okay. Whatever you feel is fine. People are going to tell you that you need to feel a certain way by certain points, or, oh, dude, you've been mourning this for, a month now. It's time to let it up. Or, 2 months, a year, whatever the case might be. No one can tell you how to feel. You feel a way for a reason. You are still upset about something or still hung up on something for a reason. And be it your brain trying to tell you, hey, we need time to cope, or it's, hey, I'm just not okay. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. And people are going to tell you that you need to suck it up. It's time to start moving on. It's time to start doing this. It's time to start. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't. Do I think that you should have a better grasp on how to handle those things by that point? Yes. And even if you don't, it doesn't really matter. As long as you are not affecting others negatively with how you cope and how you handle things, be upset for as long as you want. Cry yourself to sleep every night until you feel better, if that's what you need. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. People are always so quick to judge about this kind of thing. They'll might mock you. They might tell you you're pathetic. They might say a lot of things. And those things aren't warranted. Those things aren't okay. Unless you ask them to be like that, there's no reason that somebody should act like that towards you. Now, I don't think you should annoy people with it all the time, because that's what I did. I would constantly bring up the relationship and the breakup and her, and you could just tell that the people around me were just starting to care less and less. Not necessarily because they don't care about me, but they don't have anything else to say. They just are tired of it. And that's an awful thing to say, but it's true. And those people aren't wrong for feeling that way. They're not, assholes for it, unless they're being an asshole, but you'll be able to tell the difference between, them just not knowing what to say, running out of things to say, or they can't really help you much more. So now they just kind of have to sit around it all the time. That's not really a bad thing on their part, And that's hard to realize, because the more you realize that, the more that you realize, okay, at some point, I am going to have to deal with this myself. It is going to have to be my thing that I deal with, that I do, whatever the case might be. And as for moving on, because I've tried it, I've tried to move on. I have tried talking to other people. And my friend said something to me on the call in my that sheet that I had to cut because I had to cut my last video and edit that part out. She told me, if you can't even love yourself, you can't expect yourself to love somebody else. And at first I was like, oh wow, thanks, that's helpful. It was helpful. That was helpful to hear. Because, I mean, it's true. You can't expect to love somebody else if you can't even love the person that you look at in the mirror, you know? And it's not only that, maybe you do love yourself. Are you ready to love somebody else? Like, are you personally ready to love somebody else? And if not, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with not knowing if you're ready to move on or not. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. And people will say that there is something wrong with that, but there's just not. And it's hard because sometimes the people that tell you all these things, they're your best friends, you know. I lost in the whole breakup. I've lost somebody who was my best friend. He didn't die. I'm just not friends with him anymore. He was my best friend up until recently, from the time that I was in 4th grade up to now. I am now graduated from high school, in college. I would have considered him my closest friend. Like, he knew the most about me. I'd known him the longest. And he is dating my ex's sister. And I found out that he was laughing at me behind my back about the whole scenario and how I was handling it. And I was handling it immaturely. But it made me really angry. And I basically called him out for it, called him a bad friend. And then I proceeded to dump things onto him that shouldn't have been dumped onto him, you know? And I feel bad for it. But at the same time, I don't, because even if he thinks it was funny, you shouldn't. Or he thinks it's, you know, sad or pathetic, he shouldn't have spread my stuff around like that and laughed at me with other people. I don't think that he necessarily should have agreed with me on what I was doing or how I was handling things, but I don't think that he should have, you know, made fun of me for it. I've not made new friends. I've gotten closer with other friends. I've been hanging out with them more. I really just want to be okay. I was doing so well, you know, and then I just stopped doing well. I don't really know what that's all about, but, you know. Alright, well. That's all I got today. So, hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Oh, hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Yeah, I'll see you next time. Love you guys. Deuces.